Welcome! This director sucks.
Yeah, no.
Welcome to another episode of The Unsaid. This is my best friend.
And that's my best friend on the side.
My name is Leila Nyari.
And I'm Tebukoti.
Hit the subscribe button.
And hit the notification button.
We're coming to you live, locked and loaded on Father's Day at the Premier Hotel in Bloemfontein. Hi.
Hey.
Matak. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, my friend.
Sure.
You know, this morning I was saying to myself, being a father is not easy.
It's not.
And people take it for granted.
Yeah, they really do.
Actually, being a man, that's another topic for the next season.
Yep. And I think we should also have like round table. Men go through the most, guys.
Yeah, no. Hey, talk about that. There's a clip. I'll share it with the group. I'll send it to you. There's this guy, Dext. That's his name. He's based in the US. Ne? So I've been following him for the past 2 years. Rapper type of, he's good. Like, he's that good. So he wrote a song about challenges of being a man. And it hit very deep. So he did a TikTok challenge like you like doing. And he was challenging people to actually write their own lyrics on his beat about the challenges of a man. And people responded worldwide. There were about 4 or 5 videos from South Africa. And one of the videos made it onto the song as a video.
Wow, that's dope.
This other guy from Venda started rapping and he went in Kase Venda. Did
Oh.
you know the
That's amazing.
But the message of the song, guys,
you're going through the most. Absolutely.
You know, as much as we like complaining how men are trash, men are abusive, gender violence, people are forgetting one thing: men by men. And we always focusing on women. For example, this is what I was saying: Mother's Day, ngabele di adverts, lunch, balloons, hey, roses, what. Father's Day, yeah.
Now I can kupile e-wallet.
It's
rough.
So guys, Pastor, happy Father's Day. Kuma, okay.
Kumono.
He doesn't.
No, but literally, happy Father's Day to each
actually
and
they
every
should convert it to happy. It should be Men's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all fathers out there. Literally, fathers that don't get to raise their kids, you know, fathers that are trying to be better fathers than their own fathers, you know, fathers that have lost children, fathers that have lost their families, fathers that are literally being fathers and being examples, because you know, some people were not fortunate enough to actually get that fatherly example. And not honestly speaking, I don't wanna lie, I am very, very grateful for the 2 incredible fathers that I had the opportunity to be raised by. So that's one pain I know I can never go through. Do you get what I mean? Because I have 2 amazing fathers, and I'm the way that I am because they shaped me, they supported me, and they were there for me. So I'm very grateful for that. Hence, I'm saying shout out to each and every single man out there that is literally trying their best to be the best father that they possibly can be. It is not easy. Men are going through a lot. Like, there's so much going on that most of us, especially women and children, because we see men and our fathers as these big pillars. We see them as these big heroes. We see them as these people that can pave a way and just, you know, move away our problems and our pains. We see them as our heroes. So I want fathers out there to also understand that we understand that we love you and we appreciate you. But you also, I think it's also another dialogue and a conversation we need to have with fathers. I think fathers need to start being vulnerable with their children.
True.
I think fathers need to start having a dialogue with both their daughters and their sons about their hardships and what they go through and their reality, because fathers go through a lot of the pains that they go through because they are the pillars of the family. They're the ones that are supposed to carry the weight. It's all good and fair. We don't mind, but it's unfair to expect him to take it 100%. Do you get what I mean? You are human. Men are human. You are here to be human, and it's unfair to expect you to carry the whole weight when there's so much support, there's so much love, there's so much family. You have wives, you have mothers, you have fathers, you have daughters that love you exceptionally. And I think it's also time that fathers also take that responsibility in being vulnerable with their families as well. Because, guys, there's so many people that kill themselves, that are going through mental depression, that are sad, that are unhappy, that are unsatisfied with life because they can't speak up for themselves. They can't stand up for themselves. So I just want to take this moment for all fathers out there and urge them to be vulnerable with their families, and that vulnerability, it is not a weakness. You being vulnerable with your family is not a weakness. You are showing your family a strength that is, I don't know how I can comprehend or explain how powerful that is. Because by showing them that, you are showing them it is okay to be human. Nobody is perfect. If you were perfect, hey, this life would be something else. But most people that have tried to be perfect in this life, they are not surviving. And keeping up with faking it till you make it, it is heavy, guys.
You know what's the saddest thing?
Here, it is heavy.
Yesterday on Facebook.
Stop it, please.
There's a guy who just got up in the morning, left his family, got into his car, drove to some bridge in Cape Town, parked his car there, and decided to hang himself.
Kanakoyo, what is the perception that society and his families have of him? You understand? Because he is alone. He feels alone. He is supporting you. He is giving you, like, guys, you understand that a man can leave home, go to work, struggle, hustle, about everything. He's also fighting wars at work.
True.
After that, he knocks off. When he gets home, he needs his home to be his peace, his haven. And it's not. And then you wonder why most men drink. Ding, ding, ding.
It's because, my friend, hence at the end of the day, most men, they're just quiet because we were all
conditioned like that to take it.
Don't cry, take it like a man. And they don't understand, the minute you fail to provide your son or daughter with 5 rand at school because you don't have it, it's the most painful thing on this planet.
Yep.
But
and they make you feel it 10 times.
Exactly. So you'll be blessed if you have kids or a wife that are fully understood. Like I was telling you now about a common friend of ours, whom when the business went down, the wife left him.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't provide anymore.
Yeah.
And how many men are actually in that situation? More they are being told, you're not man enough. Comes with all those horrible words. Then the next thing you find people killing themselves. I mean, like, there's people that we know in Bloom that business have gone down, and it became so hard that they decided to end their lives, or their wives decided to leave them to be with another man who can buy them all these labels and what. Then life is not as glorious it is. Then he pops again. Now she wants to come back. So we as men, it's another topic for another day, my friend. And
a very heavy one, a very serious one.
It's very heavy
that we need to talk about
because South Africa, we're focusing on women, but we never focus on the abuse of men.
Yes, and it is absolutely heavy because men even get raped, guys.
Yeah,
that's another serious conversation we need to have. Do you know, like, men can't even go to a police station to go report about rape? The cops literally laugh at them.
True.
Like, that's just...
Men are abused. I know Kotabanchu. When we were still young, there was a top cop. I'm going to give it away. Okay. There was a gentleman, who the wife used to abuse him physically. The wife was big. She would beat him up and sit on top of him. And Aganako, he wouldn't do anything because you knew the minute you defend yourself, you're going to be labeled as an abuser. So one day he decided to open up a case against his wife. The case didn't even go anywhere. How do you let a woman beat you up? Imagine your colleague saying to you, how do you let a woman beat you up? And he's like, so what must I supposed to do?
A toxic society. So you are aware at the rate this going, the abuse that poor man was gaining, at some point he could have killed her. Are you telling me that this big woman was sitting on him? Could literally suffocate him and kill her. That's how hectically serious it was.
True.
So he had to choose between his life and being ridiculed. This is the struggle that most men go through.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, please hit the subscribe button. This is a call out for all men that are going through the most, going through stories that they don't want to talk about. We are here. Come talk to us. Let's have this dialogue. Let's have this conversation. Send us an email. Get our contact details in our description box. The unsaid at Gmail, the unsaidsa@gmail.com. Inbox myself or Tebogo, so that we can have this conversation. This is a very needed conversation because your sons, your daughters are watching you go through these pains. And sadly, here's the reality. When they grow up, some of them are going to repeat the same cycles. And I don't think as a parent, as a father, you don't want to see your child going through the same pains that you went through. So let's have this dialogue with men. This is our call out as the unsaid. Come to the show and let's have this conversation. There's so many men out there that are in so much pain, that are going through so many things, you know, and we're here for you. Let's talk. Let's carry on this conversation.
And big ups to Stone, Stone Candy. You know, one of the best fathers that I know on this planet.
Nice.
And people, what they don't know, they've got this cool relationship, him and the baby ma. And people are shocked to find out how Stone and he's like literally does everything. Then the child will go see the mother. Go that type of a vibe. But the way that guy is so dedicated to pushing Shame, I love it.
Now shout out to Ligudi.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so proud of my boy. Like, he is in his sons' lives. His sons know who he is.
That's good.
And he contributes. And
I love that.
Like, his sons have everything that they need. And he's there for them no matter what. And, you know, big shout out to him. You know, big shout out to so many, even new fathers. I saw Tilly's a new father as well.
Is it?
Yeah,
Tilly, welcome.
You know, finally.
Fatherhood.
You know, finally. So big shout out to Tiliza.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day to him. You know, there's
That's
so
good.
many incredible fathers. And big shout out to a lot of guys out there that are in the public sphere and are making fatherhood look cool. You know, most of you guys, when you were raised, fatherhood was not cool. Our fathers, we were raised on deadbeat fathers, on just horror stories. Do you get what I mean? And I love how all of you are literally embracing being fathers. And it does not matter what your situation with your baby mama is. You are embracing and taking responsibility, full responsibility. So big shout out to each and every single man out there that's actually like scraping away the baby mother issues, because that's another topic on a whole other
Shout
level.
out to you for saving me from that one. Yeah.
Baby mama issues. That's a whole other topic.
There's no baby mama issues there.
Yeah. So,
but I nearly had that problem in a lifetime.
So big shout out to people that are like these guys that are literally like owning it up and standing up and literally taking responsibility for their kids. Duma, like I'm loving how Duma is. Duma is such an amazing dad to his daughter. Like guys. So big shout out to each and every single dad out there.
And guys,
we salute
I'm gonna be
and then not my
honest.
dad. Now honestly, I want to call out my dad. Guys, I'm getting to know my father for the first time in my life, and it has been an amazing experience for me. And I'm so grateful that I'm finally getting in touch with my dad. And he's an amazing man. He's like my other side. The person that when you've been lost and you find someone that understands you.
I get you.
That's someone that literally understands me, and I'm very appreciative of that. And I've never had father figure traumas or issues. Do you get? And I'm grateful that no matter what we were going through, my father was always trying his best. No matter the turmoil, no matter what was going on in the family, that man was always trying to be in my life. No matter the little chance that he got, he was always trying. And the little that he put in really made a change to my life. So big shout out to my dad. You are my hero. I love you. Father's Day.
Happy. And shout out to me too.
Yes, my
I became
bestie.
a born again. Yo, it's another topic for another day.
Yeah, but that's what you're on.
Hi. Well, anyway, since we are on that topic, my friend, so many things have been happening.
Yo.
I saw this weekend your people were burning t-shirts in parade.
Hey,
They were quite angry.
what was happening?
Your people are angry. I don't know if I should call him the former Secretary General or that Ace has been fired.
Okay.
He's been
And
chucked out
again,
of
what
the
was
party.
the word expelled? What?
Expelled.
Expelled out
And
of
in
the ANC.
simple terms, if you're expelled, you're being kicked out. So he's no
Basically,
longer a member of the ANC.
Yes, literally.
So people were angry about that. Then they decided on June 16 they're gonna burn ANC regardless.
Can I ask how many people showed up? How many people burned shirts?
I'm not sure about the numbers, but from what I saw on Facebook, when I went to like washing line,
Are they legit?
yeah, but it's just members that are trying to shake up the organization. The ANC must just go back and
Stand
check.
firm.
Yeah, because iceberg ahead 2024.
Yo, 2024,
Iceberg.
like,
Captain,
there's also a
iceberg.
whole other topic. Yay!
Because I was also disappointed with the way. Okay, personally, this is my views. The way our comrades are actually handling this whole economic issue, this bad economic issue that is happening, it's totally wrong. In a sense,
What do you see? How are they handling?
no, like simple basic things. Companies are closing down, people are losing their jobs, cost of living has gone sky
Skyrocket.
high,
Yeah.
and load shedding coming and showing people flames, and it's winter west part. Petrol is up, paraffin cost a lot, gas cost a lot. And then you've been asked a simple question now, what are you guys doing to actually solve this problem? And they're like, no, this the system that was caused by the apartheid, because the electricity was built for the minority. And then it's basic. It's 30 years down the line to the democracy. We're still talking about apartheid. 30 years, Lala. We should be talking about, if it took Mangope
15
2
of
years
shedding.
to build Mabatu, 2 years.
Sun City was-
Sun City was less. I'm talking about the whole town. Because ile PW Bota Hanamofa Mafike, it's fine. And he built Mabatu like right next door in 2 years. Now they're telling me 30 years down the line, we're still blaming apartheid.
Gotta love the mismanagement in
Nah.
South Africa.
Oh, and say no. The president went to become superhero go Ukraine, the Borashi.
Eh,
And then they got stuck in Poland. You saw that drum.
no. They got stuck.
Bodyguards, journalists. Here, President Wagona decided to go. He'll take the journalists, the bodyguards, and they go with African presidents, and they go parade like they're in a church parade for Ukraine. No, I guess he went to become the superhero who is gonna stop the war. Yep. They get there, so they travels ahead. Now his security personnel on their way to meet up with him in Ukraine. Poland, Italy. They're like, you are not allowed to fly around here. Come down. So the plane lands that's carrying the security personnel and the what and the what and the what. Once it lands in Poland, they're like, you've got massive weapon destruction. What? You are not leaving Poland. They were held up hostage. They were told not to get off the plane. They slept in to show you that we are spoiled as South Africans. So these journalists are reporting on Twitter. It's been 7 hours we've been sitting in here, and these Polish people are very racist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Polish people are saying, you don't have permits for your guns. Show us the permit. They show them the copies of the permit. But I don't know, we want the originals. Baba, no, the originals are back in the country. We only carry copies. They're like, nope, we're not passing. So now, 24 hours later, you're not getting off your plane. You must stay in that plane of yours. 24 hours later, another journalist, we're still sitting here, we haven't showered, all I did was shower. But you in a plane, you've got a toilet that flushes. You can go to the bathroom, and then they were told to go back to the country, head back to South Africa. And then I kept on going on Twitter. Come back home. We have problems here. Come back. So that was the most interesting thing. I don't know if the president is still that side. I don't know. What are you going to say to Putin? Putin, you have been last time. Stop the war. He's going to bomb you. King, am I not supposed to say that? It's the way you reacted. that came to my attention, actually it brought back sad memories. There's this international scam where people are being lured for
false
jobs.
Yeah, jobs.
Advertise a job. I know it's happening a lot in the Asian area, countries, China. People
South
are being lured.
America, Europe as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Where
they're like,
human trafficking is high.
they like, come through. We have a job for you. Apply.
And they make it look legit.
You know what's the saddest thing? Our unemployment rate doesn't also help.
It nicks at all.
Because the poor Aram's capsule is sitting there with qualifications, with degrees.
And sees this thing
He's
and
been
looks
applying
legit.
with government and he's not
Nothing.
getting jobs at government because the Minister of Youth has been given that post at the age of 70. And
Isn't it 70?
70, I don't understand. Like the youth is sitting there, they're not being given an opportunity. Now, Anabatu, they've been told, are you applying for a job? And she's like, what must I do? So this poor kid decides to say, okay, let me apply in China. Applies in China. Welcome, you've been given a job. So you do all your visas, what, they travel. Only for them to find out when they land,
It's not the one.
this whole, you're going to become a teacher situation.
It's not the one.
You're going to the call center. One of those Indian call centers where they call and scam people. Similar situation type of happening in China. And then there's this boy who went there, one of South Africans. Apparently there's a lot that side. They get there, they get absorbed into this call center, then they start talking to, they're being forced to scam us. Or for these traps, it's about the Bitcoin, what. And the working conditions are bad. And I know one girl who was supposed to go, but she got a bursary at some point to go study in China. Now she's back. She applied back. Only to find out how she was going to fall into the same scam. And it reminded me of that Malaysia drama.
Guys, yeah, we've seen it already.
Yeah, where Maponisa bare speak English, and we're like, nah. No, like for real. Like you're calling in these Malaysian people, they answer, they're like,
yo, we've seen it
hello,
already.
Ningala. I'm like, yo,
Guys.
I'm South African.
Oh, guys. We've seen all shit.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, we had our fair share of human trafficking, whereby we had to rescue someone. And it wasn't nice. In Malaysia.
Oh.
There was a beauty pageant. She went there, she landed, she got
false
there.
pretenses, yo, guys.
Nope. It's no longer a beauty pageant. They must go entertain sponsors. How do you entertain? Entertainment in what sense? And then when we called in, yes, the then Minister of Police, Mbalula, who's now the Secretary General, came through and he helped with Interpol. And it was like a movie. Hopefully we were living in that movie. And I really saw really the call center, really bad boys. Did you call? Send a WhatsApp. The saddest thing, people said she was lying. And they don't know how 6 other girls got that whole scam. And now it happened that the person who was telling me about this whole Chinese situation, I call her Mrs. HT. She said she must come. So she's joining us today, as you can see. And she's going to give us the lowdown in terms of... Yeah, but keep it... Summarize it.
But it's...
Your mic is on.
Hi, everyone.
Is it
Hello,
green?
Mrs. HT.
Yeah, the story is ridiculously crazy. I'm going to start by saying, obviously, the interviews and everything that you mentioned, that's how it basically happens.
Okay.
The kid that I'm speaking on behalf of right now was given information by a friend that there are jobs available at this specific company overseas. Now, the funny thing for me is that these kids are kids that went sent by our government overseas.
So they're the bursary holders.
They're the bursary holders. Because one of the requirements when they're being interviewed is, do you know Mandarin? Can you speak the language? Mandarin
It's almost
is
like Chinese.
It's Asian.
Like it's the most
common.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
literally after English.
So can you speak the language? Then they speak a bit and then they get passed through into you've gotten a job. And the funny thing is that also these people have information about their qualifications. So the kid would be applying, knowing that I studied marketing management and I'm getting a job in the marketing department of this big entity overseas. And then when it comes to, I found it funny that you're saying they're going to apply for their own visas. No, this company said to this boy that you don't have to worry about that. We're going to handle your flights. You're going to handle your arrival accommodation. We're going to handle everything.
They will transport all the goods.
They'll do everything. Then he arrives there. The first week they're in the hotel. It's more than one. They're in the hotel, they arrive. And then the following week, they get transported to an area where now the business is located. When they arrive there, the job is not what they applied for. They're basically asked, according to our country, it's illegal. You're basically going there, asked to call people and tell them about a profitable entity or a profitable Bitcoin something. And when the people pay, then they've done a great job. They're given targets. They work 14 to 16 hours daily. And when the kid said he wanted to come back home, they're told, now you have to pay us back for all the money we spent to bring you here. And when you're from South Africa and your parents didn't even have money, that's why you were searching for jobs in the first place, it becomes this big crisis.
So you got a bursary here in South Africa.
You got a bursary. You studied.
You went overseas.
You went overseas. You studied.
Now
so I'm going to make an
finished.
example with the medical students that went to Turkey.
Okay.
You went to Turkey to study medicine. You came back to South Africa. There's no work.
Ooh.
Then you created obviously groups.
Yeah.
You created groups on WhatsApp to say, guys, if we get any opportunities, we'll inform each other.
Yeah.
One boy informs them in the group, there is an opportunity.
They all jump.
Then they go, they apply.
Oh, it's
Now the bigger benefit is they even ask you, do you know Mandarin? You're like, I've been there for a year, so I'm definitely gonna qualify.
You know, my worry is that couple of, I think it was last month, the premier did call graduates
I remember.
for his budget speech. Said he wanted to chat with them. Now it has always been my question to say, if you're sending people overseas to go and study, do you have space for them in the workspace?
The whole idea in you sending them overseas is you investing in them to come back. Yeah.
Exactly.
But you are not.
But now here's the situation. You cannot tell me, Hore, we don't have a shortage of medical doctors, teachers. You need to get people that you can place in the system. Because one, I'm going to go back to our previous episode where Tepi was saying it's not like the schools are not making money. As much as it's the Section 21 school that's got a government subsidy, you also have a side budget that you can pay these young students that can teach.
Can I tell you the story we're in right now?
Yeah.
Is this book I once read? I don't know if I've told you the story before. No? You guys remember after the slavery in America? After they released them from slavery at Black America, they set them free at the early 1900s. It's a story about this. Remember when the whites started lynching and hanging the Black Americans? So there was this community of, they would still segregate them. Like, there would be Pokasi and there would be where the white people live and stuff like that. So what these black people started doing as a community of black people is they were going through what we're going through. So I'm going to show you the example where a lot of our things are available to us cut off. You can see that. Ding, ding, ding. So what this woman did with this community, Pokasi, she started a whole, should I say, industry where they started a community of bartering, helping each other. So each household would have something to exchange with another one. And they would start a community and a system. And it was growing. It was growing so much that the white people that were oppressing them saw. What did they start doing with the white people? They started lynching them. They started killing them.
Because they saw a system that is working.
Yes. So I'm going to bring it back to us right now. We are conditioned, Shabella, and Mela, these people, when we have people, we have resources, we have tools, but we're not doing anything. We're not creating industries, we're not helping each other. When do we start getting up for ourselves? Because if we get up for ourselves and start creating opportunities for all these kids won't be falling to these things. I always make this example with you. Simple, stupid example. I'm going to make a stupid example. You've seen those kids go packoffs that are always skateboarding.
True.
Why can't we start a mini league? A skateboarding league. You know why America has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the world? It's because they literally create industries out of anything. They even have a hot dog eating contest industry.
And a popcorn.
Do you get what I mean? Why, as a people, can we not just shut up, stand up, and start saving ourselves and our country?
You know, it's the problem now. And blatantly, and I'm going to be honest with you, the problem is the people that are actually managing the system.
Yes, I know this.
Which is, like you're saying, Noyana, when you're talking about the battering system,
yes,
it's something that is working in Zimbabwe, if I'm correct. And
I watch those people, they're going to overcome most of the stuff that they're going through.
And there's a video that I saw on YouTube the other time where they were saying the Americans, they're showing other people the bad side of Africa.
Always.
But they're not showing the good side.
Yes, they never do.
They never do.
Yes, they never do.
And
most Americans think we're running around with lions and tigers.
And if you guys can check,
snake skins and stuff.
We have the knowledge and the power.
We have everything.
Simple example. Yeah, we can run this world as Africans.
We can.
Take our music. Take Amapiano right now.
Yes.
They dominate the world.
And it didn't even take them long. 2 years. It didn't even take them that long.
You can redivert all the attention into this continent.
We have the skills. We have the people. The only thing right now we need is the glue in our people to wake up.
But we are being bullied by midgets that are luring people to call center Kochai.
No. I don't want to laugh.
No, but when you put it like that, I get you. But at the same time, that's also the cause of why we're here. Do you get? Because if we stand up, like, for example, look at that boy that went to China. He's skilled. Why can't he create something here? They've given him the skills. Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
The sad thing about what you're saying, Lala, is that you know, I was looking at it from a perspective of they went to get something that we obviously don't have in the country.
Yeah.
And yet they were not given the opportunity to hand it over to the country.
Yeah.
Because what's the use of the skill or the knowledge that they received overseas versus the one that they were receiving in South Africa in the first place? However, what I realized is that it's not even that these kids specifically, because these are obviously overachievers, because none of the kids with bursaries were achieving average marks.
Yeah, that I know.
Now, what's happening is, and this is where my fear is, and the speaking out, because I saw 3 other stories on social media right now. There's a girl from Limpopo, there's a boy from Virginia, currently seeking seeking assistance to book a flight. Our country doesn't even book the flights for them to come back when they hand themselves over to immigration.
Yes.
Now,
we experienced that.
It's one of the worst things to say, okay, my kid is stuck and I need my kid to come back home. You go to your country and your country says, no, we'll just make sure that they're not maltreated as other people would be maltreated for doing illegal transactions in their country. We're just going to make sure that they're safe, they're eating, and that's about as much as we can do. And then we're going to correspond with the foreign country that the kid gets released. And then after that correspondence, the country then says, we want this kid out of our country within X amount of days. And now it comes back to the family that has nothing to now try to make a plan for that same child to come back home. And yet our country didn't even have, or doesn't even have, systems in place to say,
to protect them.
You are leaving. Where are you going?
And why are you leaving?
And our country doesn't even know
where you're going.
Where you're going. The saddest thing for me with this whole thing was that, and the most fortunate part about this specific child was that they followed the right procedures. So they did go to DECO to inform them that they got a job, they're leaving, and everything else. Had they not done that, there would have been other circumstances.
True.
Now, DECO for me is to say, do you guys not have a registry for people that advertise jobs in our country?
Just to
And to
verify.
verify
To
them.
verify where
Yes.
they're going.
And they're legit employers, yes.
Because obviously, when you're sending ambassadors overseas, what are they going there to do?
Do you know this reminds me when I was supposed to go to America? The American embassy literally stopped me getting a visa when I submitted the poetry contest I was going to. You know, they literally stopped me and gave me, was like, we can't allow this because this is a scam. I'm like,
Nice.
you got to. These people actually do their jobs. Why can't our country do that?
They're lazy.
Crazy.
And the saddest thing is, you go on TikTok, you go on Facebook, there's adverts every 5
Everywhere.
seconds.
Yeah.
But you look at America, you look at China, they can ban certain things. How is our country not
apparently
technologically
what-
advanced?
Hey, here's my favorite question. Here's my favorite one. Here's my favorite one. I heard this one. Here's my favorite one. China, India has 1.5 billion people.
True.
Wait. Has 1.5 billion people, right? And they can keep the lights on. They have 60 million people. Okay, I want to repeat. India and China.
They don't have a problem.
1.5 billion people. Okay, they can keep the lights on.
They don't have a
And they
problem.
don't have raw materials.
There's 60 million of us.
And they don't have raw materials.
Okay, sure.
We do.
Okay, sure.
And we have land.
Okay.
Raw material.
I love this for
And
us.
they
Let's
don't
keep
have
it
space.
going.
And our kids now have the
Okay.
information that the Chinese have,
Sure.
and they're not being given the opportunity
Sure.
to explore them in our country.
I get Rona.
Now they're forced to go work jobs that are illegal
Rona in
overseas.
South Africa. In South Africa, this is what I've picked up. If you come up with a plan, there was this boy in Cape Town when all of a sudden Cape Town there was day zero of water coming type of a situation. They're running out of water completely. This boy presented
A solution.
a solution to that problem to the council of Cape Town to say we can use seawater and kind of maybe it's process to
Yeah, I hope.
what
But it was
where they
almost like making it
subtracting-
drinkable.
eh,
Yes. The salt.
presented that.
I think it was desaltalizing or something like that.
Something like it's got a
yeah.
something like that. It's got a scientific terminology to it.
Yes.
Jiggy, all of a sudden this boy decides to go and commit suicide.
Right.
After he decided to commit suicide, then the next thing, there's a tender that's been awarded to a certain international company. We said it.
Gotta love our
He
system.
committed suicide. There's a boy who designed, we went to school with him. Of another copper bros, you know. There's this copper pipe that the pressure pump into our water system. Currently, he presented it to Bloom Water when we were still in high school, and he won that competition. I still recall we were still in high school. Did he get a cent for it?
Nope. Dude, we have
I'm gonna get him. We must bring him to
we
the
have
show.
a lot of stories. What happened to the guy he's called? There's so many of these
He's still
stories.
fighting.
There's so many of these stories.
I can confidently tell you, the 1997 Mercedes-Benz C-Class was designed in Bloom by a friend of ours. And I was part of the affidavit that went and signed at Bayswater Police Station. 1997 model. The guy who designed it stays here in Bloom. We went to school.
And
with him.
y'all still think this system is fair? Wow, y'all are sleeping.
They sent Daimler Chrysler then send a letter back to say, no, we acknowledge the design, but however, I remember it was sent in 2002, 2001, 2002. And they sent the whole, no, we've got a design that's coming out in 2007. Jiggy, a couple of years later, I look at this guy and I'm like, man. And I call him and I'm like, dog. And I call Koketsu and I'm like, Koketsu, you're part of this. And he's like, I'm looking at it. This is your design. They were like about to submit the proposal.
Yeah.
Guys are movies, guys.
We have learned.
We have
We have
learned.
learned from submitting.
So now,
proposals.
here's a person who goes and studies in China, comes back into the country. They present a solution to a certain problem. Like Lala was saying now, there's 60 million of us, but we can't keep these lights on. But there's people who have solutions. There was a time they were having a debate on one of the national radio stations about how to generate electricity. And then this guy said the solutions that he's coming up with was carbon monoxide. Or you take carbon monoxide from the dump site and the sewage.
Recycle, waste
you
management, recycle.
Yes. You generate electricity with it. Guess what happened to him? His company went bankrupt.
Guys, when are we waking up? Like, I'm tired. Like, y'all are aware that, like, I don't have the words anymore, eh? I really don't have the words anymore.
Guys, we need leaders that can take decisions.
Like, the mismanagement is so blatant now. We
need leaders that are not going to be subjected to puppets behind pulling strings on them. Because, yes, we know sharp there's people that are being managed out there.
We need a new system,
but
guys.
at the end of the day, it's costing people's lives.
What it is, even as I observed the life of this boy in the past 6 months, because he left in December, and I observed his life. He was working 14 to 16 hours a day, and they were fined. They were fined for sleeping if they got tired, or if you,
so they're supposed to work like robots.
Yes. Here's the painful thing for me. In South Africa, the average working hours is 8 to 12. And you have a child dedicated enough to leave home, go overseas, first of all, the discomfort of change, and then still within the circumstance of discovering that I am in trouble, work 14 to 16 hours. Yet our country is not giving opportunity to them that are actually eager enough to work those type of hours. And our institutions are dying. Our institutions are dying in South Africa because we are a sleeping country. Shops close at 6, and internet.
The reason why shops close at 6, have you heard the employees at the shop? Hey, it's 5 o'clock now, I just want to go home.
No. The employees, yes, they have every right, but you can interchange. There are that many people in the country to do the work.
No. I'm with her on this. It's sort of like creating industries.
Creating industries.
This thing, there's not enough employment. It's purposely done. There is pockets of people everywhere. There's people that need food. There's people that need entertainment. There's people that need jobs. There's people that need industry on everything, everywhere in this country. But our government simply fails to invest in simple things like that. Do you understand?
Here's a simple example. Yeah. Simple example. A nurse knocks off at 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. Yeah. When they go home, where do they buy anything that they need?
Yeah, true. They get home.
They can't do anything.
Yes.
They come from night shift. They knock off at 7 or 6 in the morning. Where do they buy anything? Nowhere. Because there is no market or industry at that time.
Yep. And our country is supposed to move. We have enough people to actually move it to a 24-hour thing.
You guys are actually
because that will create industry. She's very right.
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
In New York, I know a shop will close for an hour.
Look at one of the biggest employers in this country, McDonald's. How many people did they employ at their 24-hour shops? Like a truckload. That's why we are sitting ducks. Literally.
But now the sad thing about it is we have to look forward to a minimum wage capacity of McDonald's instead of looking at the high potential of having, just an example now, being ridiculous, midnight premier, a midnight manager, a midnight advertiser. You are only looking at the day ones. They work during the day, they go to sleep.
I guess South African law, they say the most companies, they don't want to pay. So maybe we need to start looking at law to change it.
Are nurses getting overtime for working at night?
They're not.
There is the conspiracy. How is this law working in one or in every other industry except the other one, where those people are even caregivers and they're earning nothing? Because if you were to fight it, you look at teachers, nurses, and everybody else. I don't know a teacher that takes time off or that knocks off the time they leave work.
So as I was saying, it's very true. Right. Look at countries driving like is always like
They never sleep.
they never just for New York. Like the list is endless.
Forgive them for COVID.
You know, Dubai is probably also 20
Ah,
hours.
Dubai never
You
sleeps,
get-
Joe.
You get what I mean?
Even South Africans are running to Dubai.
Like, we can even speak about a reality that I learned when I was younger. It was where I was trying to do. Oh, but if I'm leaving here to go and work wherever, isn't accommodation going to be expensive?
So it's even staying at the family home.
My cousin was like, no, we sleep in shifts. There's like 15 families staying here. I go to work at this time, I come back, they're gone. We never see each other, but we're using the same accommodation.
Yep.
So our country
What if you want to make
Is sleeping on us and
Is
a lot of
sleeping.
things.
on us.
Yeah.
You're gonna make out because there's nobody else there.
you just knocked off
Yeah.
and
You
she's
make it
saying-
work though. You make it work. In America, people work 5-6 jobs.
Yep.
Can you work
That I know.
5-6 jobs in South
That's
Africa?
No, that's true. No.
Nah.
Like there
At least
is
South
no-
Africa, we're pushing 2 now.
No, but here's the funny thing.
No, but it's
How
not
come we
catering.
don't
It's not
even-
keeping up.
How come we don't even have circumstances where a business can have a 2-hour shift?
Yeah.
Where you work a 2-hour shift here, you go work a 4-hour shift somewhere else, you go work hour shift somewhere else.
It's called conflict of interest.
Leah, where if we actually sat down as a country and had a serious family and actually assessed all our industry that we do and actually put capable people in those positions to actually fix, would actually have a system going. But every time something like that, something happens or it's sabotage.
And somebody goes
Intention-
to Ukraine to try and become a peacemaker.
Also, our leaders are
Not-
sorry to say.
No, don't
no,
be
don't
no.
you-
No, they're not
There's no-
anything.
No,
Okay,
don't be apologetic.
No,
yeah,
guys,
we
guys.
agree with you. Don't worry.
Wait. Here's the thing. I've always asked this question. A 60-year-old president,
70, no.
what does he know about a life of a 15-year-old in the current state of our
Can
country?
I answer that one? Na. You know the dance?
I win.
No, but that's the saddest thing. That's what everybody knows. They never bother to actually sit down with them while sitting and drinking that champagne and say to them, tell us your problems. They never do that.
And here's the other big thing, though. Even after that question or that problem, have you noticed that every single young person right now on drugs is the most ambitious of everybody
Yep.
that is working,
Sober.
living, doing
Mm.
anything
Stuck in
realistically?
the system,
Jeez, that
yes.
was powerful.
Yes,
Oh.
she's very right. She's very right. That's why I always say, isn't it beautiful how they push the poison of advertising? What she just mentioned, it's illegal and you have to 2 million to get it to sell it and stuff like that. Isn't that shocking? Like, what the hell? The thing that can awaken and save most of the world, they make it illegal. But the one that is toxic and is killing the youth and thingy, here and again, number one, they advertise it like crazy. Come on, guys, when are we waking up?
So what do you think is the solution to the current unemployment rate in South Africa?
To be honest,
Yeah.
my honest given opinion by the most is that every young person stay out of the system and start a system.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
what I'm preaching.
Can I get an amen?
No,
No,
because
like, seriously,
they're gonna
that's-
end up being victims.
No, but
Look,
that's true.
can
That's
you look
true.
at? Can we look at what June 16 is? June 16 were young people that were tired of a
The
lifestyle
Yeah.
and
And
a
then we were
system.
getting there.
And the worst part about it is, even them that are alive. Let's not pick on the Hector Peters that are not here.
Mm.
Let's pick on our parents that were actually there.
Mhm.
They're actually victimizing us, guys.
Yes, they are.
How so? No, I want you to be.
They're retiring at 65. I was making a joke with a friend of
But they
mine.
were
she's-
fighting for the youth.
No. I was making a joke with a friend of mine. She's a
The
nurse.
hypocrisy. Get it?
Mm.
I was making a joke with a friend of mine who's a nurse. I was like, guys, hospitals, every unit, there's one system. How many of you are studying nursing? And with the current salary that you're receiving, what car can you drive? What house can you buy? On what credit score can you actually live the kind of life that we would call an average standard in the world?
Like, people are never meant for these.
Escalabala, my
That's the
love.
saddest.
Some of them during apartheid, 16 of waiting for them. They did not get to shower.
So they want to
So
enjoy
they
the
are-
AMGs
Yeah,
also.
out living it, and we are suffering.
That's what I'm saying. Leave them in their system, which they fought very hard for,
Dude,
and
let's
go
go create
build
our own.
build your
That's
own
what-
industry.
Let's go.
Well, from what I'm seeing, the youth is starting to actually take that route, because right now they're tired. I mean,
They're
like, I saw
hardcore.
Noyanaka June 6. They've lost interest. I mean, like, we're celebrating this historic day where the youth of Soweto decided to go and fight the system, but now we are still being oppressed because the very same youth here, Noyana, they are not being given opportunity. Jobs.
That's exactly what
You are
she
being
was
told,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just simplifying. She's putting. Hopefully, we've got audience that loves simplifying. So what they are tired of is a system. Right now, what happened in Gauteng with the premier? The premier said for his June 16, he's not gonna do a rally. Once people submit the CVs and not the queues.
Of
So
course.
that-
What happened with Limomo?
Yo,
Ka haba na
with
babula-
one store.
one
Can
stop.
can I just say this? The EFF was also doing that. I saw it as a post. There were 88,000 jobs for offer. Now, please tell me something. What is 8,000 jobs?
Oh, it's 8,000
8,000 who?
something. 8,000.
There is how many kids leaving universities? I know that one course can literally cover over 8,000. Just if you look at industry, take CUT, take UOFs, take Welcome Campus, there's more than 8,000 kids leaving in the marketing department with degrees.
No,
What's
there's-
8,000
there's-
jobs? That's
there's
just one specific.
Just be aware, ne? If we succeed in all of these, system code, because the system needs some part of some suffer. That's how the system is going to crack and implode if all come together. That's why all of these things continuously keep bringing us back. It's designed within it for people to suffer and lack.
There will always be somebody who suffers and lacks.
No, I don't believe
let me, no.
I do not believe
honestly know that there will always be somebody who lacks and suffers.
that. No,
because
not according
if
to the
it's-
system.
if
According to the person, yes.
If
Not
it's
the
based
system.
on the person.
Yes, if it's based on the person, I
Now-
agree, but not the system.
Let us highlight on the fact that this thing that is called a system is international entities
Yes,
taking from South African
yes,
and African resource.
yes. And they've
Now,
been doing it for the longest time.
If
Very
we were to
comfortable.
say we are boycotting them, we have to remove the strength of those people that are supporting them. Elections are coming up, guys. How about, I have a funny one. Let's all vote for one person, individual. I vote for Leila, Leila votes for Tebogo, Tebogo votes for me. Then we
Yeah,
have
that
no
bill has
leader.
been signed off. I guess.
For independent candidates,
Yeah.
Yeah, because then we will have no leader that's incompetent.
Yep.
Because when it comes to it, when leaders sit together, the most competent
And they're
will
gonna
be the one to
call
lead.
each other out. Exactly, thank you.
But you know what's my problem? Chap, it's easy for us to put them in office by going and voting, but it's difficult for us to get them out. They're not doing so.
But that only happens because we are not leaders.
And that's why she's proposing that the people that actually go in are leaders.
You need money.
That's the difference.
Good people don't have money to run a campaign.
Because the people that are the loudest are the
And
that have the money.
unfortunate, it will take those international companies to fund individuals whom you also have to return favors to, because they've helped you to get onto that pedestal.
Now we're saying that the guy who is 20 families cannot get votes because he doesn't have money.
That's the
And the
saddest
guy
reality.
that is selling the country is going
the
to
system was
get
fair,
votes.
every black woman on this continent would be a multi-million.
True. Women are
Literally.
the most oppressed
If,
genders of
if
all.
this system was fair, every black woman on this continent, every hardworking black woman would be a multi-millionaire. If the system was fair.
With that,
So that's the only thing that I can say. There are those good companies international that have got good intention. Not all of them are bad. I'm not
True.
I'm not saying
No.
kibuela ba, kibuele.
Yeah.
I'm
we're
saying-
not more the devil you better know.
Hey, you get my point.
the devil you know is better than that which you don't.
But there are those companies
They really
that you
are.
can literally that
would
have
would
got
invest
good-
and fund with the good intention of
Yeah.
eradicating and helping mankind in the next shift. Like literally they
For
are.
real.
Literally
It's
they
just
are.
that those companies are not being given an audience, enough audience.
Okay, let us do this from the background. Can I just please ask the realest of the realest to now volunteer themselves to these two people hosting the show to say if there's anybody with great influence, we are willing to support them. So if you see this internationally, shout out to the people that you maybe want to support. Maybe we can link you guys together.
Already happening.
Yeah, no.
No, literally happening.
It's one of those companies, like, I don't want to mention that company.
Ah,
It's a security company.
but
Has
it's already
failed
happening.
South Africa. And while we're busy watching this whole Bester situation going on, something else is happening, you know? But anyway, we live in South Africa. Another saddest thing, the saddest thing about this whole thing is that it's those graduates that are sitting at home and they don't have jobs. They don't have opportunities. They don't have anything. And their hope has actually gone down.
No, that's the whole point. Remember, the whole point is to oppress us, depress us, so that we commit suicide. We don't find the solution. We literally get sad and depressed to such an extent that because most of our people are educated and can actually come up with solutions. But all of these things literally oppress them that it even blocks their brains from actually functioning the way they're supposed to function, because they go to the schools, they go overseas, they get all of these. But what's that guy going through? How's his brain right now?
I will not say that
What?
it is functioning because there's another
Yeah.
child who came back, I think, weeks before him.
It's designed to
The
break
parents
them
are
as
saying
well.
that he's still afraid to get out of the house.
Yeah, it's designed to
Psychologically,
break them. Everything.
And the worst part is we still don't know what happened to these kids where they were. Because they can be other things that were done to them.
Yes, more traumas.
And
Okay.
he's only been back for a week, so we're
can
still
just
trying to
imagine.
figure everything out.
I'm gonna challenge the ANC Free State. No, listen to what I'm gonna say. This is a challenge to them. We got a new executive beginning of this year. They made a promise how they're gonna deliver 50,000 jobs. You have graduates that went overseas to study, and it doesn't even amount to 50,000. And they have a
Of
database
all of them.
because they paid. The government paid for these
Yeah.
kids to go and study. Since I have 5 minutes left, to the executive province, you said 50,000 before the end of this year. You have more than 10,000 graduates that are sitting there. Make sure out of 50,000, 10,000 is
At
there.
least.
At least. And not EPW.
And we're left with 6 months.
EPW is not a job.
Oh, somebody said EP can.
EPW guy.
Eating with privilege. Was-
Exactly. Eating. Say it. Say it.
Eating with privilege.
Eating with privilege. It's sad, guys. EPW is not a job. It's just an assistant. It's a stipend that you get to make you to assist you go through. You've got qualified nurses, doctors, teachers. What? Opelunomi Bobongani, they lack doctors. They lack all those people. Make a plan. To shift funds is not gonna kill you.
Literally.
It's not gonna kill you.
That's why it's the simplest things. Literally, you're taking, like, you have a 10 million budget. You take that million and then you just subdivide it into little industries to create all of, like, guys, it's not rocket science.
But you're right. We need to start holding our leaders accountable
Accountable.
to what. And I'm gonna
Yes.
try and get the Secretary General to come and actually tell us. for what's their plan. He spoke about 50,000.
While you're busy on that topic, may I just make a plight that there are children that are still currently in the Asian areas that are seeking assistance to come back home.
Yep.
Our government, you have their parents' numbers, you have their addresses. Can you find out where our children are and help them?
You know, when thank you for raising that, and I'm gonna give props to Bikile Mbalula. Mbalula kapabitso comrade Mbalula. No, when we had that Malaysian situation going on,
he came through.
He literally paid for the flight himself. Literally. I remember when I was on a call with him, he literally said, don't worry, I'll take care of the flights, everything. Let's just make sure that she comes home.
She gets home, yeah.
So for him, as he was the Minister of Police at that time, he did his best. I remember the time after he spoke to her, when I said, speak to her now. He dropped everything and he got back to me and he said, look, we're going to jump in and make sure that she comes home.
And props to him for always understanding younger people. Maybe it's because he likes being like us that he actually understands us.
Yeah.
But
and we need more of him.
More of him because he's vocal, even in his mistakes.
He's a human being.
Yeah.
He is
and
so
he owns
vocal.
up to that.
So I'm maybe going to reach out to him because Secretary General, please, we have kids that are stuck overseas. It's not just the Free State children. There's a girl from Limpopo right now.
Countrywide.
All over the country.
It's fine. Let's get hold of him.
The saddest thing is that these are the kids that you as our government took out to the world. Can you please bring them back?
Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Wrapping it up, what a show. What a show. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters out there, guardians out there, there's a serious danger worldwide, global. It's called human trafficking. Human trafficking is one of the fastest growing industries in the world. The way it traumatized me, the last I checked, it was at a $9 billion industry worldwide.
Yeah,
right now, it's probably at 20 billion, if not more. You know what I mean? Humans have become capital. We've become sheep. We've become animals. We've become tradable. You get, and here's the funny thing, right? It's always been like this. But the reality is that right now we're seeing it more because we have access to television, to news, to information, to access to information, which has helped us. But at the same time, it's about damn time we stood up and protected our children more, because our children are falling a lot into these traps. And it's sad because our children have the most access to information. And they're following this, and he's following procedure. The sad thing about our story today is that this boy literally followed procedure to verify and to check that this is legit, but he still fell into this trap. Our country also needs to stand up and actually start protecting our young even better, because this is getting out of hand, guys. When are we standing up as a people as well? Let's call out our people as well. We need to stand up as a people as well. We cannot keep taking this over and over from our country. Our country is mismanaged. We agree. Now let's take up arms and actually start changing it. That's my message for today. Please hit the subscribe button. Bestie, what's your wrap?
No, mine is quite simple. It's just 5 letters. Please help.
Yeah.
You know, if you're out there, whether you, any political party, security companies, let's help these kids come back home. And any companies that can willing to assist in donation at the ticket and all that, please, let's assist. Pastor, let's get this message to everyone as soon as possible. And on that note, on the 23rd of July, my friend, no, 21, 22, 23.
21 July.
21 July, it's your slumber party.
My slumber party.
Yeah, Lala is having a slumber party
but
here.
Hold on, Devani Billing, that also.
I can't say that. Oh yeah, 1st July, we're going to Durban.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah, it's the Durban July. We're having a marquee there called the Khaitsu Free State Showcase Marquee. You can buy your packages. It's quite simple. It's just 2,400 that will get you into the marquee. And this year we're going the fashion shoot. We're going to showcase what the Free State has to offer in terms of the fashion and the arts industry. I didn't tell you because I didn't want to tell people. But like I say, and then after the July, we're coming back to Bloom, and Layla is having a slumber party. Only one photograph.
And
that's me.
30 guests.
And only 30 guests.
Unfortunately, so.
I'm sorry. So we're going to open up tickets very soon.
Yeah.
Immediately after the July, the tickets will be available. You're going to have to get your tickets. If it's sold out, it's sold out. There's nothing we can do. There's no tickets at the door. That way, when you buy your ticket, you will be guaranteed a pillow, dinner, Party with Layla.
This one.
You're gonna name it, you get it, and there's gonna be a little surprise for you. So, ladies, it's a slumber party. No guys allowed. I'm sorry. I get. No
Mix
guys.
masala. Make the guys can come.
Oh, a mixer. Hawampa memo. Oh,
I did.
Bonana, ki mix masala. What if you come out fella?
It's fine as well. Remember, this is about me
Okay,
teaching. This is about me teaching people self. So I teach people self, not just women.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes. That's why I told you it's a countrywide.
yeah, and
Yes.
then we'll be taking a tour afterward because no, my friend here is on a mission here. So like I say, we're gonna have a slumber party with my friend. Get yourself, but you'll see. You will go into details with it as time goes by.
Let me put it like this. 21st July, we're having our first slumber party. Everyone is basically welcome. We're going to set a price that we haven't set yet because the price needs to include dinner and breakfast. And it's all about... And room
For
as
those
well.
that want room,
Yes, the ones that want room as well. It's all about helping you reach your higher self. We all have that dream. We all have that potential. But most of us, we're afraid of our dreams. We're afraid of our potential. So this is about unlocking that, unearthing that inner you, in that self that is you. And we're going to have sessions where we're going to have game night. We're going to have movie night.
Sure.
We're going to have music. And we're going to have one-on-ones with me where I basically go in and root out your problem and your cause and why you're here. Because we're all going through our own things that block us from actually achieving our higher self. So it's all about that. It's about helping you reach your higher self.
And then after we're gonna have our live podcast with our live
On
audience
Sunday,
on Sunday the 23rd.
Yeah.
So that
So we're
one
gonna
you
have a
need to
busy
get a-
weekend.
You need to get a
Yeah.
ticket, and there's only 70 seats.
Assembly. And the following weekend, Cape Town.
Cape Town, we are coming. You do like it. Now, don't ask me questions. You're going.
Sugar.
So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, as you go by, let's hit the subscribe. Stay tuned to the channel. Tell your friends. Tell everyone.
Please.
Mama, no baba. Even
Please.
the young ones get
Yes.
to watch. I know we
Yes.
can become a bit rough, but yeah, we're teaching here.
Yeah,
It's
we are
educational.
educating.
So on that note, we don't have the auto light system today.
Because somebody's being a drama queen, but it's
Yeah,
fine.
so
It's
without that word, thank you to the team. Thank you to Premier Hotel. Ntwe kae today.
Goodbye, delight.
Aye,
Seriti.
Seriti, aye.
Yes.
Yeah. Seriti.